Alright, it is time for a new overhaul. So, today we are starting Radiance. This is a very new mod. It is a little over a week old. The mod author seems to be pretty passionate about making it, and I just had to check it out because of that. Now, we are going to play Gage, because apparently she is the most changed character. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of read through the skills, see what we have. Our initial equipment, though, is pretty much the same as always. But, as you can tell if you look at the fire rate, there are now 2 decimal places instead of just 1. So we have a more specific fire rate on these on these guns, which is a neat little touch. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just start reading the skill trees, go ahead and get back to you about what's really changed, and if anything is pretty much vanilla. Alright, so looking at the first tree here, I want to go ahead and start off by just talking about Deathtrap himself. It appears that Deathtrap is pretty much the same as he always is, but as he gets kills, or as we get kills while he's out, we both get stronger, which is interesting. I'm not sure exactly how that'll work. I'm assuming this will just mean more melee damage for Deathtrap, maybe more gun damage for us, or it is melee as well. Not really sure, so we'll find out when we get there. Now, the first change skill is Fancy Calculations. This improves your gun damage and swap speed based on how low your health is. I don't prefer to have low health, but as you're playing the game, your health does tank and increase a lot, so this might be useful. Cooking Up Trouble seems to be vanilla. Buck Up is pretty vanilla as well. We've got a Fight for Your Life skill here that increases accuracy, critical damage, and gun damage, and it also gives Deathtrap extra movement speed and melee damage. I'm not particularly a fan of Fight for Your Life skills usually, because if you're down, then something wrong happened. But if I need this, I guess it'll be really nice, and this could be a good little addition for people that need it, and it'll give Deathtrap a lot of movement, so if we do go down, there's a good chance he'll get us back up, so that's nice. We have a skill here called Pissed Off Gorillas. This increases our gun damage, reduces our accuracy, and gives Deathtrap more melee damage. We've got Battle Armor here, which seems to be pretty much the vanilla version of itself, except for it gives a little more damage resistance, and I'm not sure if it still makes us count as an armored target, where we take less damage from fire dots and stuff like that, but that might be a thing. We've got Explosive Clap, which is Explosive Clap. Unstoppable Force is Unstoppable Force still. Overcharged Systems, you get increased action skill cooldown rate. If you're holding a shock weapon, it doubles it. So, holding a shock weapon will be very nice on this character, at least only for this skill, and I haven't looked at the other 2 trees yet. So, this could be a lot of cooldown, which means we can spam Deathtrap a lot and actually have that pet with us at all times. We've got Spray and Pray, where you gain increased fire rate, and additionally, a portion of your health is added to Deathtrap's health. Now, I'm not sure if this will physically reduce our health bar and increase his, or if it'll just increase his based off of ours, like give our flat number to him, or how that'll work, so we'll have to find out. And then sharing is caring is still sharing is caring. For Middle Tree, we've got More Pep, which still does what More Pep did. We have Ride the Lightning, where if we hold a shock weapon, we get increased movement speed, and if we aren't holding one, we get accuracy instead. We have Shock and Awe, which seems to be pretty much normal. We've got Oppressive Overload, which is a kill skill that makes enemies take more shock damage, and makes us resist bullet damage, which is interesting. We've got Wires Don't Talk, which seems to just be a stronger version of its vanilla self. We've got Shock Storm, which is Electrical Storm, and it can also be procced by Deathtrap now, which is cool. We've got 1-2 Boom, which seems to pretty much be 1-2 Boom. We've got Electrical Burn, same idea. We've got Charge Shot, which is Interspersed Outburst, but like the other mods we've played, instead it just increases the damage of the shot that is fired with it at a max of 10x and at a max of 5x for rockets. I don't know if it'll cause crashes because Interspersed Outburst in vanilla causes crashes, but we'll just have to see about that. And then Make It Sparkle is still Make It Sparkle. And for our last skill tree, we have Smaller, Lighter, Faster, which seems pretty much the same. We've got the Better Half right here, which seems the same. With Claws is right here on second tree. or its second tier rather. I don't know if I will be using it because I've done a lot of melee recently, but it is there, and it could get us a panic heal if we needed it. I just don't want to try to crutch on it too hard, but we could. We have Blood-Soaked Shields, which is now a kill skill, which increases all shield stats by 10%, but you lose 2% health per second per level of it. So I'm assuming this will increase a shield's capacity, its recharge rate, and its reduce its delay, probably, is what this will do. So that could be an interesting thing, maybe with a B shield or something. I'm always worried about running Blood-Soaked Shields, as it can cause you to go below your health gate, which is kind of a problem, but that could be a thing that we run into. Don't know yet, but we will find out. We've got Redline, which increases your gun damage but reduces your max health, which I don't like to stack health too much anyway, so this would be fine for me. We've got Smart Aleck, which is like Two Fang, but it is based on your max current health, so inconceivable type property there, but it's more like Two Fang in terms of how it works, it seems. We've got Shape of Conflict, where shooting an enemy creates an explosion, and the explosion has a cooldown before it can happen again. That could be fun. Don't really know if that'll be strong, but it could be interesting in mobbing. Typecast Iconoclast increases our swap speed and bullet damage for a few seconds on kill. Robot Rampage is down here, which causes Death Trap to do his spinny attack. Close Enough is down here. And then Anarchy is a lot different. So, Anarchy, reloading your gun has a 25% chance to buff you, greatly increasing shield stats and gun stats until your next reload. So, this increases shield stats by 100%, gun stats by 100%. I'm not sure if you can kind of break this where you can permanently have Anarchy up, but potentially drop reloading might be a way to avoid that. I'm not really sure. We'll have to test it when we get there. But these all seem like pretty solid trees with pretty solid ideas. Definitely thinking a more shock-centric, heavy shield character. Maybe a turtle, maybe an antagonist, probably a B shield for bossing, of course. It should be an interesting character. I think for our initial building, I will work down middle tree, as it does have movement speed as one of the first skills. I'm a big fan of being able to move at all in this video game. And then, of course, we can run a couple of the shock skills as we get further down, and then either develop into left tree if we decide to, or into right tree if we decide to. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think this will be a very tandem character, where having Death Trap out will actually be a useful thing that'll buff both us and him. So building around Death Trap might not be a bad idea, at least for his survivability. We'll just kind of see as we go. Also, another note about this mod that I am aware of, they have also gone ahead and kind of gotten rid of the idea of matching grips in favor of having parts do more unique things. So, as we get further in, and as I get more invested into the late game, we will of course be learning what some of those parts do, but you can typically assume that they'll probably do just a more thorough version of what they do in vanilla, so more Jacob's damage, more Vladoff fire rate, TDR reload, stuff like that, basically, bandit mag size. So, as we get later into the game, we'll see how that feels, but I'm hoping that it'll feel fine, and the rest of the mod pack will definitely make it feel good. So, another interesting thing of note, a lot of the vendors in this mod are going to have higher quality loot. This is in the off chance that you might actually enjoy some of the stuff in here, because normally in vanilla it's just a bunch of white rarities, maybe like 2 greens and a blue, which no one ever ends up grabbing. So this is just in hopes that some of it will be better because it is higher quality. You might actually buy something from a vendor for once, so that would be cool. And another very important change, which I have not brought up yet, is the fact that normal mode in this mod scales from level 1 all the way up to level 40. And then TVHM goes from level 40 to level 80, leaving UVHM as an optional higher difficulty. I'm not sure how I feel about that quite yet, but we will figure it out, probably. Don't know, but we'll figure it out. Now, Initially, I'm thinking we could hit level 80 in TVHM, go into UVHM, do Digi-Peak, and then go ahead and do UVHM story from there. But that will make gearing a little weird. So we'll just kind of have to figure out how we feel about that and what we want to do about that. So that is just a very important note there. Those are either both rabbits or I'm being chased by adults. One rabbit. Oh, rabbits are worth so much XP. This game is great. Alright, so level 8 feels pretty good. We are going to go ahead and move down middle tree just a little bit. Still trying to decide what to do with left or right. Not really sure which one I want to spec first, but I'm going to go middle first. I don't know how I forgot about this, but there are difficulty modes in this mod. But seeing as it was not presented as a difficulty mod specifically, I have gone with the default setting, which is hard, which is in the middle. So there's an easy, a normal, a hard, a very hard, I think is what it's called. And then there's a higher difficulty after that. It might actually be called epic and then legendary. I forget, but we can check. Okay, yeah, so I have the difficulties up here. It's easy, normal, hard, epic, and legendary. I have gone ahead and went with hard because that is what it ships with. You could go a higher difficulty, and there are surely more changes, but I'm just going to stick with hard. Alright, let's go ahead and summon Death Trap here and see what he does. So, do you get more duration per kill? Doesn't appear so? Maybe. Hold on. Yeah, he does. Okay. So he gets more duration per kill. We probably get more melee damage or something like that. I'm assuming that Upshot Robot is just built into Death Trap now. Just vanilla. Or not vanilla, but just with the 1 point here. So that's probably what it is, which I'm totally here for that. That's a good idea. There is not a built-in cutscene skipper in the mod. I might add one in the future just to go ahead and skip them since I've seen cutscenes a lot in this game. But it is just a thing that you would probably either have to get used to, or maybe you're already used to it because you just play vanilla, which would also be totally fair. And we got a Hornet, so mag size 22, corrosive dot on it, corrosive chance. This seems good. Seems pretty normal. Burst fire without zooming. Same burst fire while zooming. Okay. Maybe that's a doll feature. Alright, so I got the initial Jacob shotgun here, and it does have a slightly reduced fire rate. I don't know if this is sort of a balance thing that a lot of mods like to do, but I've noticed this before. It's fair. I understand why you would do it. I don't know if I'd prefer it, but it is reasonable to do to them. I will say, this does not directly correlate with the mod that we are playing, but shout out to Configurable View Models for making this AR just look so good at this angle. I really like how this gun looks right now. It's so cool. First shield is a Tediore, and it gives ammo regen. Okay, so plus 0.9 bullet regen. That's pretty nice. It's kind of a thing that a lot of the mods seem to like to do there. I'm very interested in seeing what the other shields do as well, though. Oh, we already have class mods in a vendor. Alright, I'm gonna go fire rate mag size early. Look at this spike shield. It appears to do spike shield stuff, so that's pretty cool. Turtle shield appears to do turtle shield stuff. So, yeah, it looks like you just gave Tediore shields functionality and left the other ones relatively alone, is what it looks like. So I'm down with that. Giving Tediores a gimmick is nice. Okay. So, interesting note, we have gone from a level 1 quest to a level 8 quest. I think the mod is trying to keep up with what we are doing in terms of the level shenanigans that we've done. which I'm weirdly okay with that, because that means that we will just level up faster. We will still get rewarded for clearing stuff. It just means that we can just skip a little bit of progress every once in a while. Okay, we can go ahead and test if every doll does burst fire, or if it's just the zoomed in. Okay, so yeah, it is every doll gun burst fires regardless of zoom. That's kind of neat. I'm okay with that. And then the Hyperion SMGs feel more usable. Because yeah, in vanilla, getting a white Hyperion to ever close in like that, really, really hard to do. So I appreciate this too. So, kind of unrelated to the mod, once again, I am going to switch over to keyboard and mouse for at least a day or two, as I am secretly running Rock Simulator in the background, and apparently it reads controller inputs right now. So, until that gets fixed, I guess I'm a keyboard and mouse main. Cool. For at least the rest of today, we are going to use this non-obtrusive little keyboard input thing I have here. So, hopefully it doesn't look too terrible. We'll probably decide if I want to keep it after today, or based off of any comments about it. So, let me know. Let me know if I need to go ahead and get rid of this. I think if I had a firework grenade, this fight would probably still be super duper easy. See if I can get one? Let's see. Okay, yeah, no, the skyrocket still does work here. I just didn't have one to test. Alright, there we go. Alright, we've got a bonus package. I've got to test it. It does bonus package stuff still. Okay, cool. Did I just read that right? Yes. Alright, so we've got a ×2 Jacob sniper here. Interesting. Very interesting. Also, I do want to point out it is a bolt action, even though it is a green rarity, which normally whites are bolt, green is semi, blue is bolt again, and then purple is semi as well. So this is interesting. I guess it kind of balances it, probably. Very interesting. Alright, so Captain Flint here, already getting wailed on by Death Trap a little bit. I'm hopeful that I can just get him stuck here. We might die. Who knows? Okay. I very much have overestimated what we are capable of. Maybe he will not get his health pool back. I doubt it. Also, I dropped my sniper, so that kind of feels bad too. Alright, so we weren't really able to cheese Captain Flint, but it still felt like a pretty reasonable fight overall, I will say. No complaints here. What is happening with my number integer down in the bottom right? Okay, I fixed it. That was weird, though. I don't know what that was about. I've never seen that before. My game is falling apart, so I don't know if the mod is to blame. Hey, Striker. Yeah, I don't know if the mod is to blame for that, though, to be fair. So I don't think we can blame it on that. This is a thing, though. This is neat. Is that a... Alright, I gotta admit that's kind of funny. And there goes the technical. Okay, that's funny. Oh, hey. A rubberized Stormfront. You know, the rubberized is kind of a deterrent, but the fact that it's a Stormfront makes it okay. I am totally okay with using this. It's even got a 0 fuse, so if it does hit an enemy, it's going to delete that enemy, at least this early on into the game, and it works well with the fact that I'm going down this middle tree too. So yeah, sure, I'll take a rubberized Stormfront. Go ahead and just put out a couple shock dots here, kind of just because we can.
Just attach the adapter onto the catch ride, and I'll get
Very nice. Alright, and grabbing that, I think it is time to call it a day on this character already. We've covered a lot of stuff, there's a lot of new stuff happening. I do like the fact that the levels try to catch up with the player, so that you're always pretty much on the spot where you need to be. From trying to get to Captain Flint and then clearing Captain Flint, we leveled up like 3 times. And that is a lot of leveling in one area, especially considering I run past a lot of stuff. So, yeah, feels good so far. I like it. A lot of the changes seem okay. Some of them I haven't really even noticed. So, feels good. Day 1.